I will say this much. I am surprised that there has not been more talk in the different places that I watch when it comes to what was happening in Portland these past couple of days. This No Kings riot, it got violent in Portland. We're talking four officers were injured. Some people have been arrested. It's still going on as I am making this video. So that's 2 days of this. They breached the building. Thankfully, they were pushed back. Uh, there was a van that ended up being there. The videos are horrendous. You saw at the beginning there some of the video of what's going on there. I've got two clips from Coin is the name of the KOIN. That is the local Portland news. So let's let you watch these videos and man, this is wild. Howdy y'all. This is Paul, the Redneck Thinker. What we have here is a channel to communicate. I want you folks to be thinking by the time you leave my videos. Why? Because I'm tired of people talking via what other people tell them to think. So, watch my video and enjoy the chance to think for yourself.
A chaotic scene tonight outside the Immigration and Customs Enforcement headquarters in South Portland. Protesters and federal agents facing off for hours tonight after protesters broke open the front doors. Welcome to KOIN 6 News at 11. I'm Lisa Balick. Portland police calling it a riot at one point and making arrests. Now, just moments ago, state troopers have moved in, making arrests as well. Our Ariel Salk has been out there all night long, even when the tear gas was starting. Ariel, fill us in on the latest.
So about 10 minutes or so, dozens of state troopers rushed into this area, started chasing protesters. It appeared to that it was kind of targeted, but they scattered all over, and then they made a line right where we're kind of standing. We also saw ICE agents come out of the building and be on the top using that floodlight. They stood there for a little while, and then they got all onto their utility van and drove away just before we went live. Now, Portland police have been going on their megaphone throughout the night, most recently saying they are going to start making target arrests, claiming they have seen criminal activity. Now, we do know of at least one arrest this evening. They claim that it was for assaulting a peace officer. They also say that a federal officer was also injured but did not require treatment. Now, throughout the day, ICE agents have been hurling these tear gas canisters at the crowd. You might have seen us live at 6 o'clock where some of that gas was shifted over to us, and we got a whiff of that. Once again, it kind of came over to us around 7 or 8. A canister was shot right in our direction. I got a pretty bad hit, and just to give you kind of that perspective, it really burns. It feels like hundreds and thousands of little cuts all over your face and your eyes, your nose. Luckily, I had a team to wash it out pretty quickly, and that's what I've been seeing with the protesters out here today. They've been passing out water and saline to rinse out people's eyes after they've been struck with this tear gas that just continuously flows. I've also witnessed ICE agents using paintball guns and what appeared to be a beanbag gun at protesters, some in pretty close proximity. I've been seeing those paintballs splatter across their bodies and on their makeshift shields, and one man had a pretty nasty welt on their abdomen. Now, Portland police, like I said, have been making those announcements on their megaphone. Hours ago, they classified this allegedly as a riot. But for the most part, visually, I've seen them on their bicycles, little clusters of them, and every once in a while, they kind of cut through the crowd. Obviously, that is not a welcomed appearance for the protesters. And like I said, I saw those state troopers hours ago. They were circling the area. I was able to see them because I was in this area where I was able to see them kind of coming through the street, but they've been tucked away somewhere else where most people couldn't see them throughout the evening. But right now, like the ICE agents went back into the building. The state troopers cannot be seen at this moment. Neither can the Portland police, but we do not know how that's going to continue throughout the evening.
Ariel, it seems like they've really cleared a lot of the people out from there. In fact, the whole front of the ICE building now is completely cleared out. Are you seeing just a small number of protesters there compared to what you saw earlier?
Earlier, absolutely. We saw maybe several hundred people, maybe about 100, 150 are left. And I'm not sure if that's because they were chased off by the state troopers. I've also noticed people kind of trickling out of here as well. So I think it might be a combination of why.
Good evening, I'm Lisa Balick. Welcome to the 10. Protesters, federal agents tonight again in conflict outside the federal ICE building in South Portland at this hour. This comes after demonstrators breached the doors last night. Some were arrested. Our Ariel Salk has been there throughout the weekend. She joins us live from South Portland. Ariel, what's the situation right now? I still see protesters there right in front of ICE.
Yes, so there are a handful of protesters gathered right south of ICE. There's a few surrounding the area as well. They've been out here dancing, chanting, making some noise and waving flags. Now, right up the street, I've been seeing Portland police on bicycles. Every once in a while, they'll drive through this street down the way, a few blocks away. I also saw additional Portland police on bicycles and motorcycles. We're seeing about maybe a little under 100 people out here tonight. That is a lot less protesters compared to yesterday. Throughout the day, ICE agents would come out of the building to move bags of trash from outside the building left by protesters, to let Homeland Security vans in or out of the building, and a couple cases to have presence when a protester would get a little too close. Now, around 5, an unmarked van pulled into the ICE driveway. Protesters tell me they saw 2 people who are not with this group out here. They came out of the van. They were fully covered in masks, threw their keys across the street, possibly on top of another building, and ran. Portland police came and examined the van for explosives. When it was cleared, they had it towed. Yesterday, the front doors of the ICE building were smashed in. Agents put up boards to secure them. Today, it appears that they have reinforced those doors with additional materials. I spoke with one protester who wants to share why they're still out here.
They're out here putting their lives on the line because they care and love for their neighbors, that they want these people who are law-abiding people to be set free by this fascist regime.
Now, throughout the day and night yesterday, ICE agents threw tear gas into the crowd. Protesters then throwing some of those canisters back at the ICE building along with bottles of water and other materials. I also saw ICE use paintball guns and rubber bullets on the protesters. Just before 11 last night, state troopers arrived chasing some of those protesters away, while Portland police made announcements saying they were going to make targeted arrests. 3 people arrested. Law enforcement say there will likely be more arrests in the coming days. Now here, take a look. I found a couple of these rubber bullets today. They're scattered all over the ground out here tonight. I also, you can see the Portland police are coming out, making those rounds up and down this street. They also made an announcement where I honestly don't know if it was the Portland police or the ICE, but we heard an announcement over a megaphone saying if the protesters get too close to this building, that they'd be considered trespassing and there would be arrests.
All right, Ariel.
Reporting live in South Portland, Ariel Salk. Back to you.
Yeah, Ariel, it's interesting. They closed off that street there, in South Bancroft earlier tonight. It's back open after they moved that van. It's interesting, though, those protesters are right now right outside ICE, even though it's a public sidewalk. That's where a lot of the confrontation started last night. Do you get any sense as to what's happening right now? You saw a lot of the federal agents go in, probably a shift change earlier tonight.
Yeah, so I saw these are just people honking at the protesters. Every once in a while we'll see those ICE agents. I have not seen them come in and out of the building in the last few hours. More likely than not, I'll see 2 or 3 on the very top of this building. And as you said, yes, Portland police did block off that area when there was that van, but also the protesters. They brought out cones to divert traffic just in case there was explosives on the van.
All right, Ariel, thanks for staying with us, and we'll go back if there's any change in the situation. Also see you on KOIN 6 at 11. Thanks, Ariel Salk, reporting from South Portland. Portland Mayor Keith Wilson responding to the violence at the Portland ICE facility, saying while he supports the right to protest and to free speech, he's not afraid to take steps to stop criminal behavior. A statement from the mayor today reads in part, quote, again, this is to the violence there last night. Our officers will not be used as agents of ICE, but will intervene when criminal acts occur. Accordingly, our officers have maintained a presence at the facility during demonstrations. The mayor also went on to say Portland has not requested and does not require the intervention of the National Guard. Deploying military troops to the heart of an American city, as the administration has done in Los Angeles, is unwarranted, unprecedented, and unconstitutional. We have the mayor's full statement, by the way, at KOIN.com.
Now, I've watched a few folks talk about this No Kings, like some people that had gone undercover or have better research capabilities because they've been researching this stuff quite a bit. And they were talking about just how prepared these folks were. I mean, we already knew they were prepared, but there are certain folks that have been doing research into these folks. And like I said, some of them went undercover, and good Lord, some of the knowledge that's coming out. I mean, these folks were talking about this before the riots even started across the country. I mean, you take a look at what's happened this past week. On top of the fact of the whole thing that's been going on in LA, the dude in Minneapolis, this is what they want. They're trying to sow chaos. They want violence. I mean, Democrat Party is known for it. I mean, you're talking about Civil War, you're talking the Civil Rights era. Democrats commit violence. And they're doing this to protect individuals who steal identities. They bring drugs. They're a lot of which are connected to the cartels. This is what is happening in this country. And we need to wake up. Yes, there are a lot of people that know this, but let me ask you this. Do you really want people that had to come up here via the cartel, so that means they owe the cartel for a lot of things? I mean, the violence is just ridiculous. And you notice that you don't see American flags. You see Mexican flags. You see people wearing the Hamas kifas. You see all of this. This is what's going on in this country right now, folks. We need to wake up. This is being supported by folks that want to overthrow freedom in this country. We've already allowed our freedom to get eroded dangerously. This is what they want. They want to get rid of our freedom. They want to rule us, and they're going, oh, but Trump's a tyrant. Trump wouldn't have to be doing this. Trump doesn't want to focus on the immigration issue. He really doesn't. I can guarantee you he doesn't. You want to know what they want? What he wants to focus on? Bringing jobs, making life better. But unfortunately, the number one way to do that is to get rid of these criminals. And we've got the Democrat Party, the DSA, the Party for Socialism and Liberation, all these groups are not wanting that in this country. Too bad. Some of us are willing to talk about it. I'm not going to get out there in the streets and start a fight or anything like that, but we need to wake up. This has been Paul, the Redneck Thinker. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. So, folks, that's the story that I wanted to bring you on this video. And I just wanted to say thank you again for coming by. Hit like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff if you don't mind. Help me out. So, y'all have a good day now.